Department of Physics. So we are listening from professors of chemistry and professors of physics, and indeed it is a very happy occasion for us. We will be hearing on the topic mastering reading habits. Now let us listen from SD Mohammed Hussain. Yes, sir. Say, sir. My voice audible? Rabia miss?
Sorry, sir. I just it was an unmute. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Right.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam.
Inna alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim. Innaka Hamidun Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim. Innaka Hamidun Majid. All praises to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We all thank him for all the blessings for all that we enjoy each and every second. Alhamdulillah. And Alhamdulillah, Farid Islam sir has given a wonderful detailed explanation about the month of Ramadan, the blessed month of Ramadan. Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah khairan, sir. And very happy to be here. And it's a very sad thing that we see very less participants today. Always it used to be more than 50. I'm right, sir? So today,
Yes, yes.
yes, sir.
Exams
Yes, sir.
and then all going on.
Sir. So already we read a topic on reading habits.
Yes, yes.
So
They will
today,
joining. They will
yes,
join.
sir. So today, Salim sir has given me another topic, similar topic, but mastering the reading habits. And we all know the first word to be revealed in the Quran is Ikra, that is read. So everything starts with reading. First thing, when we have to do anything, we have to acquire knowledge, and acquire knowledge is only by reading. So it's a thing that we have to read a lot. So imagine if you have a superpower that could open doors to new worlds and sharpen your mind and give you an edge in every aspect of life. That superpower exists is called reading. So how to read and how to master it, inshallah we'll discuss today. So reading is a superpower that helps you to succeed in all the way of your life. So the secret to success is that there is no secret. It's all within us. So we have to start reading each and every day. But the sad reality is that reading has drastically fallen out. Why? Because of the advancement in technology. We all read, but not which is worth reading. That's an important thing. We read certain things that is worthless, and we all become lazy because in this digital world. So everything has an advantage and disadvantage. These things, this technology can be used in a way that will elevate us. If you see this video, you'll understand why reading is important.
85% of the millionaires and billionaires in the world are first generation. Only 15% is coming from inheritance. So they were asked, how did you achieve such financial success in such a short time? And the answer was that we read books. How many books? 50 books a year. That means one book a week. Look at this. Multi-millionaires and billionaires read one book a week. Now, important thing is, they were asked, what kind of books do you read? They said, we don't read fiction. We don't have time to waste because fiction will remain fiction. They said we read only self-help books. Why? It says one good idea is worth $1 million. What does it show? There's a connection between learning and earning. Learn more, earn more.
So what we understand from this video? Any response?
Yes, sir. If you want to be a successful person, we have to inculcate the reading habit.
Yes. So if you see these points, see Warren Buffett, he reads 500 pages like every day. And Bill Gates, if you see, used to take vacations for 2 weeks at some times. And Elon Musk, he read by himself a lot of books about physics and rocket science. And Oprah Winfrey can see. So all those who are successful people, they all used to read books. But the sad reality is that this reading habit is fading out in our generation and the next generation. It's totally out, we must say. Even the school students, when we talk to them, they're not reading the textbooks. They just see videos and just see some scripts, some notes, that's all over. They write the exams because they feel bored when they are reading the books. Because from the beginning, we are not forcing them to read because as I, when we are when they are like we give them phone and all the digital gadgets and they are stick to that. And when they see us, we are also not reading. We also stick to the gadgets. So first thing is that we have to cultivate this reading habit so that we can be successful and we can show a clear path for the generations to come. So why reading matters? So teachers model learning, right? We are teachers. So if we read, our students are more likely to read. First thing is that we have to be a role model to them. And reading expands knowledge, as we all know, and it improves critical thinking and also it enhances teaching methodologies and inculcates critical and creative thinking. That's an important thing, which is required for a teacher. And the big challenge is that distractions due to the stuff which is overloading us. We all know what are the things. There are a lot of notifications that distract us, right? And here I want to mention a point in a research. They say, so when we are doing any work and we get some notifications, right? Whether reading or any type of work, when we get a notification and if we see the notification and then we come back to the same work, right? We know how many minutes we are wasting it. For example, say we just go and see the notification for just for say for like 30 seconds. Say we are doing a work, whether it is reading or writing any work, and we get a notification. And we give importance to that notification and we see that notification. And then we are coming back to the same work. Do you know how many minutes we are wasting in it? You're just given 30 seconds for that notification. But do you know how many minutes we're wasting in it? Any guess?
10 minutes, sir.
Huh?
10 minutes.
Actually, in a research paper, they say when we are doing a work with full concentration, and due to that small few seconds distraction, we lose nearly 23 minutes and few seconds to get back the same concentration. You understand? To get the same concentration in the work, because of the few seconds distraction, we lose the concentration. And in order to bring back the concentration, it takes nearly more than 23 minutes. That is more than approximately half an hour. So when we are doing your work, we have to set away all the distractions. This is a tip. So a quick reflection for the audience, right? When was the last time we read a complete book? Any idea? So it's for not for answering. Just we have to think, to reflect, and we all know weeds. That's weeds and it's like the poisonous trees and the vegetarian, they grow by themselves, whereas seeds need careful attention, right? Weeds grow by themselves. They don't need any farmer. On the other hand, if seeds have to be cultivated, they need a farmer. Similarly, bad habits grow by themselves, but good habits have to be cultivated. Unconsciously, bad habits grows in us, but we need to be conscious in order to cultivate the good habits. What to say? The only way to come out of bad habits is we have to be conscious. That's a very good example given by philosopher, right? He took a glass of pure water and he just adds some ink to the water. So what happened? The entire glass turned into color. Then how to take away the color from the water? Any guess? Do you understand what I'm saying? He took a glass of water. He had some color to it. Then the entire water changed in some color. Then he said, then in
Few
order to remove the
seconds.
color, what he did, he continuously add the pure water into the glass. So after a few minutes, what happened? Again, the
It
glass
will
was
be
filled with pure water. So in order to get away from bad habits, what you have to do? We have to keep on with conscious. We have to keep on doing good things. Is that clear? So the important thing is that we need to consciously cultivate enough good habits to encounter bad habits. Here, I mean, good habits are something like reading habits, and bad habits are something like distractions. Okay. So we have to read more books. And the science of reading. How reading impacts the brain? So reading, it strengthens the neural connections and it boosts the memory and so in order to have good memory power, we have to read a lot. So it strengthens the neural connections and it improves the memory. So it is how the reading habits impacts the brain. There's something called as deep reading and shallow reading. What is that? Deep reading and shallow reading? Any guess? And the video, one more thing I want to say. In the video, we saw that the successful people, they read only self-made book. They won't read fictions, right? But sometimes there's some fiction story that there are some articles that says that some fiction stories, they improve empathy in us. And non-fiction books, it sharpens the analytical skill. So it's better to have non-fiction rather than fiction. Okay. And deep reading is something like when you read, you observe, you reflect, and you apply the knowledge. That is called deep reading. Shallow reading, any guess? Any guess on what is shallow reading? That is what we are doing. We all doing only shallow reading, or like we read messages in social media, the newspaper, the scrolling, the skimming, all these things, the fragmented informations. These are called as shallow reading. So research shows that deep reading enhances retention and long-term reading. So we have to move away from shallow reading to deep reading, and we need to have interactive activity. So we provide a short, thought-provoking fiction or non-fiction stories, and give 2 minutes to read and 2 minutes to share the insights. Share with yourself first, and share with your friends. Have a nice reading club, something like you have to connect with friends and you have to read and you have to discuss on that matter. So it improves the reading activity. You know why I'm saying during the IPL match and all, only few people are interested in watching the IPL. I mean it. And others, do you know why they see IPL matches? Do you, any guess? The few people they are really interested in watching the matches, and maximum people they watch match. Do you know why? Any guess?
Because for
Any response?
entertainment.
Not entertainment. Actually, when they go and meet tomorrow with their friends, they have to discuss on the matter, or else they will think they are outdated. In order to make some discussions, they used to see the match. So like that, if we have a good friends, so those who are reading books, so that we can have a book, we can read the book and discuss. So it will help us to develop ourselves. Understand? So first thing we need to have some interactive activity. Then strategies on mastering reading habits. What we have to do? First thing, we need to create a reading routine. Set a specific time. You have to be consistent in that. That this time is meant for, you have to block the time. Set at least 10 to 15 minutes daily to create a reading habit. And choosing the right books, that's important thing. First thing, set a comfortable time, then choose a comfortable space. That's another important thing for reading routine. So a quiet, it should not be it has to be distraction-free environment. You should not have any distraction in that environment, and you need to use the power of habit stacking. That is linking the what we are reading with the real time, what is existing. All these things we have to, when we link and when we read, it will be more interesting. And we have to set a time. So during coffee, I will read in the morning time. When I get up, after my morning routines, I'll spend at least 10 to 15 minutes for reading a good book, not for reading the social media information, the unfragmented information. I'll read something which will be helpful for my day. It will keep my brain active. So like that, we have to choose. And then we have to choose the right book. How to choose the right book? We need to have the balance between fiction and non-fiction. Okay. So as I said, fiction develops empathy and imagination, and non-fiction stories, it develops analytical skills. So we need to have some balance between that. We have to give more importance to non-fiction over fiction. Okay. Then you diversify your reading. It will bring interest. So explore different perspectives and cultures. So when you have diversified, you can then you will understand which field you're interested. Then you can go into that field. And improving retention and comprehension. How we have to read. There's some method they say like SQ3R method. Do you know what is SQ3R method? Survey, question, read, recite, and review. This is a method to improve retention and comprehension. And I used to say that all teachers must be a speaker. So when you have to speak what you have to say, you have to annotate and you have to take notes. So make some key insights, summarize in your own words what you read. It will increase your interest in reading. And as I said earlier, you have to discuss what you read. So for that, you need to have some book clubs where you can share your insights with your peers. Okay. So when we have all these things, automatically we'll master the reading habit. Now, how to overcome distraction? How to overcome distraction? Any idea? How to overcome distractions? See, it is within us. We have to do it. We have to reduce the screen time. When we reduce the screen time, automatically we have to find some alternate thing, right? That is reading. So reduce the screen time and focus on reading good books. And so we have advantages of using audio books and ebooks. So you have to have plenty of things. When you have a headphone, you can listen to the audiobooks. When you are in traveling and when you go for walk and all, you can hear to some audiobooks. Again, it will help you to read the physical thing. When you hear something, when you find interest in that, what you do automatically go and see for the physical thing, right? So you can use audiobooks and ebooks wisely. Applying reading to teaching. As a teachers, we are all teachers, right? We have to apply reading to teaching. So we have to bringing reading culture to the classroom. How can we do? How can we do this? So read aloud and discuss whatever things. So we have to bring the students together and we have to say today, tomorrow we'll discuss about this book. Ask them to read and come the books in the classroom aloud. And we have to engage with we have to discuss the matter with the students so that they will also fall in love about reading and the power of storytelling in teaching. Can anyone say what is the power of storytelling in teaching? So using narratives to make the subject. Already I use this topic, the power of storytelling in teaching. Using narratives to make subjects more engaging and memorable. So I think I said something like algebra and all, how to use storytelling in math, how to use storytelling in physics. All these things we discussed earlier in another lecture. And you have to connect reading to real life applications in different subjects. So by doing all these things, we can make reading an interesting subject. There are some simple rules for developing good reading. So as we discussed, so develop a habit of reading on daily basis. Read thoroughly to build a sound background for understanding what you are reading. And do not ignore the pillars of your varieties, the culture and what are the history or like that. You have to have diversified reading. And if you get familiar with a new topic, so when you're reading something new, like history and all, read in a chronological order. It will be interesting. And avoid narrow-mindedness by reading your beyond your discipline. So sometimes why reading habit is going out of control is we read something which is not of our interest. So for that, what you have to do, have a rule of 5 page. So when you start reading some 5 pages, will come to know whether this fits my interest or not. If that doesn't fit to your interest, just leave that book. Go to another book. Okay. Now, not all interesting stuff will appear in your collections, right? So we have to go to library. We cannot have all the books in our house, right? So it's important that you have to go to. You must have a practice of going to library and try to build your own library in your house. So this will also inspire you to read a lot of books. Okay. And important thing is that you need to know the power of consistency. To understand. So it will be very tough to begin, but when you do it daily, then it will be very, very easy to practice. So these are the things that we have to stay away in order to make the reading habit. What are the things you have to stay away? You have to stay away from all the digital things. And when it comes to reading habit, when it comes to reading time, you have to stay away from everything. And your surrounding must know this is the time where we should not disturb my father or my mother or my son, something like that. They must know this 10 minutes is my father or my mother will be reading something, so I should not disturb. So these things they must understand. Okay. And here are some tips that you have to develop. Same thing in a different words. So, say my phone, read a variety of different books at the same time. Try out different formats. As I be patient with you. So, with all these things, you can master the reading habits. So, how to start? Any guess? How to start? We have to start. That's all over. How to start? We have to start. How to just choose one book to start reading for this month. I'll complete this book in this month. Start with simple strategy. Okay, that I told every day I'll read at least 2 pages. The book of my interest. Okay, so once you start reading for two pages, it will slow and steadily increase, and will find interest as we saw in the video. Right, to begin, it's very tough. Once you begin, then it will be very easy, and you will find a lot of interest in that. Seriously, and so you have to apply some of the strategies we discussed. And what is the takeaway? You have to start reading books. This is the takeaway of today's lecture. And thank you. Jazakallah khairan, sir.
Jazakallah, Professor S.G. Hussain sir. டீச்சர்ஸுக்கு அறிவுரை சொல்றாரு ப்ரொஃபஸர், படிங்க, ரீட் ரீட் ரீட். That is the only thing which will brighten your future, which will help you in your profession. படிச்சாதான் புக்ஸ் படிக்கணும். ஆல் டைப்ஸ் ஆஃப் புக் படிக்கணும், டெய்லி படிக்கணும், ரெகுலராக படிக்கணும். லாட் ஆஃப் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் யூ வில் பி கெட்டிங். ஸோ வெரி பவர்ஃபுல் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் சார் இஸ் கிவிங். ஸோ ஏன் படிக்கணும், ஏன் படிக்கணும்னா ப்ரொஃபஸர் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுறாரு. பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் ரீடிங் ஒன்லி யுவர் பிரெயின் வில் பி பிரைட்டன். இட் வில் ஹாவ் எ இம்பேக்ட் ஆன் யுவர் பிரெயின். உங்கள் பிரெயின் மேஜிக்கல் திங்கிங் எல்லாம் யோசிக்கும் எப்போ, when you are reading books. So professor point is very important. And professor இன்னொரு இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் பாயிண்ட் சொல்றாரு. நாங்கள் ரெகுலராக பண்ணுறது ஷாலோ ரீடிங் தான். மெசேஜஸ் பார்க்குறோம், எஸ்எஸ் பார்க்குறோம், சும்மா நியூஸ் பேப்பர் பார்க்குறோம், மேக்சின்ஸ் பார்க்குறோம். திஸ் இஸ் ஒன்லி ஷாலோ ரீடிங்கு. இதெல்லாம் பத்தாது, டீப் ரீடிங் தேவை. ஸோ டீப் ரீடிங்கில் சப்ஜெக்ட் பற்றி கூட வந்துருக்கு. கெமிஸ்ட்ரி டீச்சராக இருக்கிறாங்களான்னா கெமிஸ்ட்ரி படிக்கணும், ஃபிசிக்ஸ் படிக்கணும், அதோட இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட்ஸ் என்ன இருக்கு பார்க்கணும். அதே சப்ஜெக்டில் என்னென்ன டீப்பாக சொல்லியிருக்கு வேறு புக்ஸில் அது பார்க்கணும். ஸோ டீப் ரீடிங் இஸ் வெரி எசென்ஷியல், ப்ரொஃபஸர் இஸ் டெல்லிங். அண்ட் இஸ் ஆல்சோ டெல்லிங் தட் இன்டராக்டிவ் ஆக்டிவிட்டி should be there. ரீட் அண்ட் ரெஃப்ளெக்ட். ஒன்லி படித்து 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 என்ன பண்ண போகிறீங்க? படித்த முட்டாள் சொல்கிறாங்களே, அந்த மாதிரி ஆகிடும். வெறும் படிச்சுட்டு ஒன்றுமே செய்யலைன்னாக்கா எப்படி? இப்போ ப்ரொஃபஸர் சொல்கிறாரு, படிங்க, படித்து அதை அப்ளை பண்ணு. Apply this on your students, apply this on your family, apply this on your friends. Then only what you have read and what you have learned, it will spread to others. So thank you, Dr. S.G. Mohammed Hussain sir, for this beautiful information.
Thank you,
With
sir.
this,
Thank you for giving the opportunity.
Yes, yes. With this, we are concluding this session. Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanakallahumma bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Program ends.